Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. It is that time of year again. It is time for the Spring Sephora VIB Sale. This is one of those highly requested videos that I personally love to see every year because I'm kind of curious, what are people buying? What are people not buying? And so I always look forward to these, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to make my own. I'm going to share with you my personal strategy for what I think the VIB sale is good for. I'm also going to highlight some of my favorite Sephora products, share with you my wish list, and then I'm going to talk about some things that I'm not going to buy, as well as some of my favorite tips. So if you are interested in hearing a little bit more about that, then stay tuned. First, I'm going to share with you the details of the sale. The first weekend, which is going to run from the 13th through the 16th of April, is for Rouge Only. That Friday, most stores are going to have a special event where you can come in, bring a friend, and Rouges can save 15%. Frequently, they'll have brand ambassadors there, gift with purchase, both from the brands as well as Sephora. Usually you get a bag of some sort. So Rouges are able to shop that weekend and kind of get a head start and be able to save 15%. That is one of the few perks that I think Rouges do get. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't necessarily think it's all that it's cracked up to be a Rouge. Then the following weekend, from I believe the 20th through the 23rd, everyone can shop. So Rouge, VIB, and Beauty Insider. The VIBs and the Rouges will be able to save 15%, and then the Beauty Insiders will be able to save 10%. It's going to differ from the Ulta sale in that when Ulta has their Prestige 20% off coupon, it's a one-time use only. You can shop as many times, whether it be online or in stores, and save the percentage off based on whatever your level is. So I have 3 recommendations for the sale in terms of what types of products to pick up. The first are your restocks. Those are those products that they're your holy grails. You go through pretty regularly. Maybe it's your favorite foundation. Maybe you have a favorite shampoo or hairspray, your favorite moisturizer or something along those lines. Now's the time to pick that up because you're going to be able to save with a discount. Next up, consider gifts. Who may have a birthday, anniversary, maybe some upcoming holidays where you need to purchase a gift. Now is the time to consider those things. One of my favorite things to give are the perfume or the cologne samplers. This is a great way to give the gift of fragrance, which is something that's really personal, and so sometimes it's difficult to know the type of fragrance that someone might like. They're going to get a variety of samples. They're going to be able to choose the fragrance that they like and then take that certificate into a freestanding Sephora store and exchange that in for a full size of their fragrance. I've purchased the cologne, I think, once for my husband, once for my dad, and then I think I've purchased 2 of the perfumes for myself in the past. And I think the last one I ended up paying, I want to say, about $60 for the set, and I will include links to everything below. And I was able to exchange it for a Clean Reserve Amber Saffron perfume, and I think that retails for like $95. So you can really get a big cost savings there, and then to throw the discount on top of that, I think it makes it a no-brainer. Another gift set that I saw that I thought was really cute is from Bite Beauty, and it's the XO Bite Prep Line Color Lip Set. $35, and it's a $63 value. I really like Bite Beauty products, and it's one of those brands also that doesn't typically go on sale. And last but not least is treat yourself. Let's say that you have a budget and you can spend about $150, and after you figure in all of your restocks, let's say you have $50 left, what's something that you can get yourself that you've had on your wish list? And I think it's a great time to treat yourself if you're able to. Next, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite Sephora finds. This is going to be a mix of both products as well as brands that you might want to have on your radar. And I'm going to first start off with Hourglass. Hourglass is one of my favorite brands. Their complexion products, I think, are just the true stars of the line. This bronzer, Luminous Bronze Light, is my favorite bronzer. One of my favorite complexion products as well is the Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. If you have mature skin or really dry skin, I think that this is a really beautiful complexion product that just gives a lot of moisture and hydration to the skin. It just kind of blurs things a little bit. Really great product. This is, I think, my second one that I've been through. Also, their blushes are absolutely gorgeous. If you go in the store, don't just swatch it on your hand. See if you're able to actually apply it to the skin. It just does something really special when it's on your skin. This is my favorite, and that is in Mood Exposure. And also with blushes, they have the new Strobe Lighting blushes, which have the strobe powders blended through. And this is the limited edition holiday palette that I have, but they do have all three of these shadows that you can purchase singly. And last but not least, the start of their line was the Ambient Lighting powders. This is the trio. I think this is a great deal if they have this in stock. This kind of goes in and out of stock, but all three of these powders, as well as several more, are available for you to take a look at. And they also have several shades of these, as well as the blushes and the bronzers and these Strobe Lighting powders in mini sizes if you're kind of wanting to maybe try these out but you're not ready to get a full size. Next up is one of my favorite new foundations. This is from Cover FX and it's their Power Play foundation. This is fantastic. I typically have a hard time using matte foundations just because my skin is normal to dry, but I found a way to make this work and it's really beautiful on the skin. As a nurse, I have high expectations of my foundation. I want it to last all day, and so far this has definitely been performing for me. If you have the opportunity to go in store in advance of the sale to kind of play around with the different shades to see what is a good match for you, I would definitely encourage you to do that. Next up is one of my favorite hair brands. This is Living Proof, and I feel like their styling products are the true gems of the line. This dry shampoo cleans my hair. You heard that right. I feel like it legitimately cleans my hair instead of just kind of masking odors and absorbing oil. This stuff is fantastic. It's a bit pricey, so now would be the time to either try it or stock up, but this I will not be without. And their nourishing oil I'm also a big fan of. I apply this to my ends when my hair is dry, and I feel like it's helped me to really maintain the health of my ends. I do use a lot of heat styling on my hair, and so I do need something like this to add a little bit of nourishment back into my hair. Two more products that you might want to have on your radar are styling creams. The first is the Prime Style Extender. This is fantastic. It helps me to extend my style. I feel like this helps to repel oil and dirt and grime, and I'm able to go longer in between shampoos because of this product. And another product that I will sometimes use in conjunction with this as well as on its own is the PhD Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1 Styling Treatment. This is another fantastic styling cream. And another thing that I like about both of these products is that they are available in travel sizes. So this is a travel size of the PhD, so you might want to consider picking this up, and they also have a trial size of the Prime Style Extender. And I believe if you have fine hair, they also have this in a spray version, so that might be a better option for you if you have fine hair and you find that styling creams kind of weigh your hair down a little bit too much. Next up is one of my favorite fragrance brands, and that is Jo Malone. I got into Jo Malone last year and I'm a huge fan. I drank the Kool-Aid, and Basil and Neroli is one of my favorite fragrances, but probably my top is Orange Blossom. And one of the things that I like most about the line is that you can do fragrance combining. So these two together is really beautiful, and I think that they are timeless fragrances. These don't last as long as I would necessarily like them to, but there's something just really special about these. These aren't going to go on sale at pretty much any other retailer, so now's the time to try these if it's something that you have been kind of looking at and have had on your wish list for some time. Next up are my favorite eyeshadows, and that's from the brand Viseart. The Theory palettes are a great place to start. This is the Minx one. You have mattes on one side and then shimmers on another. The pigmentation on these and the blendability is fantastic. And another one of the palettes that I have, this is Nuance. Super pretty. I can get so many looks from these, and I always get compliments. And then most recently I picked up the newly released Tryst palette, and this is a 9-pan shadow palette. Mostly shimmers in this, but the colors are just really beautiful and nothing that I had in my collection, so I definitely wanted to pick this up. Also, speaking of eyeshadows, earlier this year I picked up one of Stila's, what are these called? Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadows. They had previously only had the ones that mostly had glitter in them, and I'm not much of a glitter girl, but I will do a shimmer. It's what I have on my eyelids today. These are really fantastic if you're looking to maybe add something a little bit special to your eye. I get a lot of use out of this, and I think it's just really beautiful. This is the color Boheme that I have, and it's kind of like a shimmery lilac, but there's enough warmth to it that I can wear this with a variety of eye looks. I may be picking up the color Grace, so we shall see how long my shopping list is by the time that the sale rolls around. Next up are the Sephora Favorites kits. I can't say enough good things about these. It's a fantastic value. They have a ton of different options, and one that I've picked up several times are the mascaras. They have the Lash Stash to go kit for $28 and it retails for $52. You get 5 deluxe samples of mascaras, and whichever one is your favorite, you take the certificate that's included in the kit, take it back to a freestanding Sephora store and exchange it for a full size. I think it's an amazing deal and a way to discover a mascara that you may not have picked up otherwise. Another set that I saw on the website that I think is worth a look is from Marc Jacobs, and this is the Enamored with Coconut Complexion and Gloss set. It's a $149 value and you can pick it up for $75 minus the discount. You get a full size on the primer, the setting spray, the liquid highlighter, and then you get a deluxe sample of the gloss. I think it's a fantastic deal, and I think Marc Jacobs makes some amazing products. And I do want to tell you that that set is online only, and it's one of those that I think probably will sell out relatively early in the sale, so if you're interested in picking that up, definitely do so early. And last but not least is a gift that I received from a dear friend. This is from Giorgio Armani, and it's the Microfill Loose Powder, and the shade is pink. It's a highlighter. It's what I have on my cheeks today, and this is probably one of my favorite makeup products, period. It's just something really special, and a very special friend gave it to me, so Giorgio Armani is one of those brands that doesn't really go on sale, and so now's the time to be picking up things like that. So I've shared some of my favorite finds. Now it's time for me to share with you what is on my wish list, and let's start with Hourglass. First up, I'm going to probably be picking up one of the Strobe lighting powders. I have tried one of them in this is the Ambient Lighting Edit. This is a limited edition set that comes out every holiday. This middle one here is one of their strobe highlighters, and I really like them, so I'd like to pick up another one. I think I have my eye on Incandescent. They do come in both the full size as well as the mini size. I will probably get one of the minis because, I mean, how often are you going to go through a highlighter? And I think they are about $24, so I think I'm going to pick up one of those. I'm also most definitely going to be picking up a full size on the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I've been going through so many of these little samples. I have fallen in love with it again. It's a pricey primer, but it just does something really special to the skin, and no matter what foundation that I use with it, I think that it just reacts really well with my skin, so I'm going to be picking up one of those. So another Hourglass product that I have on my radar is getting a full size on the bronzer. This is the Luminous Bronze Light. This is my favorite bronzer. It's what I have on today. It's super beautiful. I just think that these bronzers do something really amazing with the skin. And I know I do want to get a full size. However, I think I might be able to wait. I'm not sure I'll hit pan on this until the next sale, so I might just wait until then. So we will see. Next up is the Olaplex Hair Perfector No. 3 treatment. I've heard so many good things about this treatment. I know my friend Liz Alaska talks about it, as well as Stephanie Nicole, and it's a hair treatment. I think a lot of people thought maybe it was supposed to be used like a deep conditioner, but I've heard it is not, and especially given everything that I do with my hair, all of the heat styling that I talked about, I feel like I need something to kind of add a little bit more strength to my hair, and that is something that I think I will most definitely be picking up. A brand I've been hearing a lot more about recently is Commodity, and I do have a sample of one of their new release fragrances, Nectar. I really like fresh, kind of citrusy with a little bit of both floral as well as fruity aspects to it. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This has a mix of tangerine, neroli, and pomelo, and then there's a little bit of honeysuckle to this that adds a bit of softness. I feel like it's a tartar, more vibrant version of Orange Blossom from Jo Malone. I've worn this to work before. This is definitely a bit more potent, so I do have to spray it from a distance. Actually, you can spray a little bit on. That smells so good. So I think I'm going to be picking up a travel size in this. The full sizes are definitely a bit pricey. If you find one that you like, then you absolutely pick up a full size, but I'm kind of looking for something that I can throw in my purse, and I think that I might be picking up one of those. Next up is another Sephora Favorites kit. This is all lip products. This is the Give Me Some Lip Kit, $28, and it is actually an $80 value, which is, I think, wild. And you get lip products from Marc Jacobs, Smashbox, Huda Beauty, Fenty Beauty, and Trestique, so I'm excited to potentially try that. However, if you guys looked through my lip gloss, lipstick, lip balm collection, you would tell me that I clearly don't need any more, so we will see about that. I've also had my eye on the new Laura Mercier concealer that came out. That is $28. It is the Flawless Finish Ultra Longwear Concealer. The only thing that's kind of holding me back a little bit from purchasing that is that I am signed up through her website. And what that means is that for my birthday month, they typically send a $25 off $75 purchase certificate. And so with my birthday being next month, I might kind of wait to use that and maybe pick up another tinted moisturizer with that or something along those lines. So I might hold off on that because it would technically be a much better deal. Another product that I've sampled recently that I might pick up is from Drunk Elephant. It is the Protini Polypeptide Cream. It is a really nice cream. It's in my favorite texture, which is kind of like a water cream. So it adds enough hydration to the skin, but it's not super occlusive. You can wear it either for day or nighttime. I feel like it adds a lot of hydration to the skin. And we're hearing a ton about peptides lately, so I might be picking up a full size in that. All right, so before you buy, step one, determine your budget. Always start here. I can't emphasize that enough. And start with your restocks. What are those products that you need to replenish, that you need to buy? Let's say you give yourself a $150 budget and after the restocks you have $50 left over to kind of play around with. Then treat yourself to something special. Step two is to ask yourself what you can get cheaper elsewhere, whether this be with another retailer or at the specific brand's website. So let's say that you are a fan of, let's say, CoverFX. They're having a friends and family sale right now, 25% off. Sign up for their email so that you get notified of those sales. I try to let you guys know of a variety of sales that I'm being notified of over on my Instagram page. I typically do that in my stories, but you may have different favorite brands than I do. And so I really do encourage you to sign up for those emails so that you can stay informed of that. And many times you're going to save a lot more with that brand because you're cutting out the retailer. You're cutting out Sephora. Sephora's going to have a markup, and so that brand can typically afford to do a bigger discount because they're not having to kind of figure in whatever Sephora's markup is going to be. So definitely consider that. Three is to consider what you're going to be out of by the time the next sale rolls around. So as I mentioned, that Hourglass bronzer, I have a feeling that I might be able to get to November before having to buy a new one. I recently purchased a Milani bronzer that I'm really enjoying, and I've also rediscovered the NARS Laguna bronzer. So I think that I might be able to get to that point, but if you think that you're going to be running out of one of those products that you typically run through quite frequently, definitely consider picking it up in the sale. Four is to consider brands that never go on sale. That's going to be things like Jo Malone, Hourglass, Giorgio Armani, Joe Loves, Viseart, things that this is going to be your only opportunity to save. Five is to plan in advance and to try not to get too caught up in the hype of the sale. There tends to be a bit of a frenzy at times, especially with those overhyped products that everyone is talking about. So maybe even consider unplugging from social media a bit so that you find that you can kind of deflect that a little bit. I already have identified some products that I know I'm not going to be picking up. The Anastasia Beverly Hills releases. The Soft Glam palette is beautiful, but I don't need it. I really wanted it, but I don't need it. I have a ton of different eyeshadows that I enjoy using, and I am going to stick with those. I know that she also came out with a variety of beautiful bronzers, but I've got some that I'm working through right now, so I'm not going to pick those up. And the Amrezy highlighter, I know a lot of people really like that, but I tend to prefer more champagne or pink toned highlighters, and I don't think that the gold would really work for me, and therefore it's going to sit in my drawer, and I don't want that. I'm also not going to be picking up any foundations. I just picked up the CoverFX, and I feel like I'm in a really good place with my complexion products. I've got some good tinted moisturizers, foundations with a variety of coverages, so I think I am going to be avoiding that as well. And just so we're clear, I'm not going to be picking up anything unicorn, mermaid, festival, glitter, holographic, ocean, anything that is too hyped like that, I am not going to be picking up. My tip 6 is to check out the sale page. With the discount, you would get that on top of the sale price. So I might be picking up some more of the shades of the Rouge Shine lipstick from Sephora collection that I enjoy so much. Some of the colors that are kind of phasing out. So I would be getting my discount on top of like $5 and $7 lipsticks. And my last tip for a lucky 7 is to check and make sure that that product you're interested in isn't in a kit. Several brands do this where you would get a full size of that product in a kit with a variety of other products, and you pretty much end up paying about the same, maybe a little bit more. So definitely check that out before you throw that single item into your shopping cart. All right guys, that is it. Those are some of my favorite Sephora finds, things that are on my wish list that I'm kind of keeping on my radar, and then some of my favorite tips for how to make the most out of the sale. This is not the best sale out there. It's just not, and that's the honest truth. So if you're smart about it, practice conscious consumerism, I think that there's a way to enjoy the sale, to get a few things that you like, but not go crazy. That would be probably my biggest advice to you. I would love to hear if you are going to be taking advantage of the sale, and if so, what some of those things are that you have on your list. Definitely let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, consider giving me a like, and I would love to have you here on a regular basis, so consider subscribing, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I have new videos. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, take care. Bye-bye.